The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the assumptions, views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host and guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. In addition, all copyrighted material is used without permission and will be removed with notification from the rightful owners or their agent. So there.
From the deepest depths of the interweb to all the ships at sea.
You found Just Killing Time on Radio TFI
with your hosts, John Shannon, Bill Fancher, Ed Van Ness. Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. On social media, search for Radio TFI USA. From a payphone, call collect.
Is that a 10-gallon hat, or are you just enjoying the show?
Your Honor, may I have permission to treat Miss Vito as a hostile witness?
You think I'm hostile? Now wait till you see me tonight.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Well, good morning, kids and kittens, from the newly renovated Radio TFI Executive Tower in Queens, New York. You found Just Killing Time on the Radio TFI family of networks. I'm Ed Van Ness, hovering deliciously here in the Executive Tower. Joining me from the Central Command Studio in Columbus, Ohio. Also from... It's the 2011 Ripon, California Almond Blossom Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bill Fancher. Good morning, gentlemen.
Well, good morning.
All right, Bill is doing mime radio now because we're on the radio. It is Sunday, May the 11th, 2025. Because it's the first time these guys have done this show. So let's just pretend we've it's here. It's been a hell of a week. It's been a heck of a week. Before we go any further, for those of you just listening on the radio, we are pausing the proceedings here to bow our heads in a moment of silence for John's pet otter, which has gone the way of the great dodo bird. John's, from the neck up, looks like a newborn babe. He is shaved from top to bottom, side to side, up and down.
Smoother than a baby's buttocks.
Yes, and nobody appreciates it more than your microphone. Let me tell you what. It's
and more chins than a Chinese boatyard.
Beaver will be back probably in a week or so. I don't think it'll take that long.
I was going to say, it won't take long for it to get back.
I lost audio there.
Fortunately, unlike Mr. Van Ness here, I can grow this sumbitch back in less than a couple of days, easily.
Right. I could let mine go for a month, and it still wouldn't look like a 5 o'clock shadow compared to you guys. I freely admit I cannot. Facial hair is not my thing. Even when I let it grow out, people go, "What?
Nice try.
Nice try." That's the best.
Diana suggested that I surprise you guys when I popped up on air, but
well, you couldn't resist.
I didn't want to see either of you fall out of your chair when we came on air.
I don't know.
We got the preview early in the week. John sent pictures out, and I thought, "Oh my God, it's Uncle Fester." Here we go. Let's.
I said that. Don't steal my line.
Wait,
John, have you got a light bulb you can put in your mouth?
I've got your Uncle Fester swinging, boys.
Right. Let's easy, boys. Let's control ourselves now. We're just barely into the proceedings, and big week. I think there should be a lot to talk about, but
Up in smoke. That's
that's
where my chimney goes.
it's funny you should say that. But before we do all that, let's take a look and see what's going on in everybody's favorite segment, the Radio TFI Market Watch.
But of course.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is the Radio TFI Market Watch for the week ending May 9th, 2025. Brought to you by Pete and Tony's, down by the highway. Uber closed the week at 82.81, down $1.47. Way to go. Lyft closed the week at $16.65, up $4. Lunch with real silverware this week. Tesla closed the week at $298.26, up $11 and a nickel. Elon can have another kid. Finally, Trump closed the week at $24.89, down 58 cents. That's what I call constitutional. This has been the Radio TFI Market Watch. Brought to you by Pete and Tony's, down by the highway. The difference between playing the stock market and the horses is that one of the horses must win.
Thank you very much, Gerald. And we're no longer keeping track of my 401k because it's leveled out again. The panic is over. It's actually exactly where it was a week ago.
Oh, it's over for the time being.
Yeah. You feel free to pull that microphone in a little, Bill. Pull your microphone a little closer. Or get closer to it. There you go. Thank you.
Well, at least you can sleep now.
I can sleep.
Perhaps.
The biggest thing since we were last here a week ago was we got a new pope.
Pope on a rope.
Pope on a rope. Not only a new pope, but an American pope, and not just any American pope. A pope from Chicago.
The Pope.
The prayers.
The Pope. The Pope. You know what's so funny about this is here you have a man that has gone his whole life by the name of Robert. He puts on a robe and steps out onto a porch, and he's known as Leo, and nobody has a problem with that at all.
No.
But if you change your name from Becky to Bob, oh no.
No, we can't have that. We can't have that. But congratulations to Pope Leo the 14th. Yeah. And for all you good Catholics out there, all
Where?
sick of you.
Where?
Look, it is what it is. People, I always get a kick out of watching like the nuns that are there in St. Peter's Square. They go batty like it's the Beatles in the 60s. It's
I don't know why.
You should have heard him on MSNBC. We've got a pope. It's like, oh my God, people.
Yeah. Well, that's good. He's got, and already the right is saying he's too woke.
Oh yeah.
He's the Pope. Mind your damn business.
All these make-believe good Christians who, haven't seen the inside of a church except for a wedding or a funeral. And that's me. That's the kind of Catholic I am. If somebody ain't dying or put either in a box or putting a ring on it, you're not going to see Uncle Ed. That's the way that goes. Anything you guys want to talk about from this week? How'd things go? How did your week go? John, apparently you got caught up. The wagon train got raided by Indians and you got scalped. So
well, we have somebody that helps with our lawn maintenance out here out front, and I stepped outside and got caught up in the weed whacker.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You just never know. You just never know.
I
Oh, hey,
gotta
dude,
tell you, I'm glad I got it done. It was starting to get a little warm. It was
no.
starting to get a little deep every time uh either Ed or Bill had to make some sort of comment about it. So
Oh, me?
But you can't. Look at all the fresh soup you're going to miss out on.
Yeah, late at night when you want a snack, you could just.
I know. Hell, it was
They're not
great at
mess with my
catching.
Butterfinger.
It was great at catching the strawberry jam when I had a PB and J. It was great at catching that.
Well, of course it would be.
Oh,
Yes, it would
but
be.
no more of that.
No. Well, again.
Well, I do have a question, Ed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did anybody else get a $600 million jet from Qatar this week? Anybody? 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 Bueller? Bueller? Oh, nobody? Oh, damn.
Well, who got a $600 million jet from Qatar?
Who do you think? The orange turd himself. And it doesn't affect the emoluments clause whatsoever. It's okay. You can have that plane.
Really? I know. I missed that. I didn't hear that. What and was there a reason, or they're just being nice guys?
Oh, the reason was we just want to make sure that you're happy.
Oh,
so that you don't put no 100% tariffs on us.
Oh, well.
Speaking of tariffs, oh my goodness, what a segue!
Silly rabbit segues are for kids.
Yeah, Trump keeps negotiating with himself. He ain't negotiating with China, he's negotiating with himself. Oh, I think 80% is better than 145. I'm sure China goes, we'll just sit back and wait and get it down to zero eventually.
Can you imagine how good of a laugh China is having?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've seen the point made that what's his name, President Xi over there in China, as Trump used to like to call it. He doesn't have to worry about re-election or what the polls say or anything. Go ahead, fine, do your thing. I can whip my people into doing things for free if I really want to, and
That's true.
What do you think Donald Trump is saying?
Well, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not 100% wrong. You're just gonna whip us into submission to the point where
he's running out of things to say if you pay attention to him.
I watch him and I see him sitting at the desk at the Oval Office, and he really does look like a doddering old man now. He really, really does. And just confused. He really is just like second shy of somebody saying, which flavored Jell-O would you like for dessert tonight, Grandpa?
Orange, of course.
Orange, of course.
Yes.
By the way, if you'd like to join the conversation, the phone lines are open, 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428.
We actually have phones this week?
We have the phones this week, yes.
Wow.
The bills have been paid, wires reconnected. If you're watching us on the YouTube or the Face Plan, if you're watching us anywhere but YouTube, come on over to YouTube, like and subscribe. But no matter where you're watching us, you got something to say, put it in the comments. We'll see it. There's a 50-50 shot that we'll respond to it.
Chances are.
Going back to the Trumpster in China, here's something that I read online this week, and I'd like to share this with everybody. The Republicans spent the last 50 years offshoring American factories to China in order to maximize their own profits, while you and your family became accustomed to cheaper foreign products. None of that was Joe Biden's fault. Remember that when the shelves are bare and you can't afford Christmas presents.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't he say in 2016 that he was bring all those factories back?
Sure. They're just going to
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen a damn one of them.
Well, they're going up next to the clean coal factories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, I forgot about those.
And then and then it'll be the doll factories. I came across a clip that is going to blow you guys away. This is from 1988. Speaking of the Trumpster and real estate and whatnot. This is from, believe it or not, Sesame Street. We're going to play it. And then I got a little bit more information about it on the back end. So take a watch.
Yes.
Mr. Grump, we want to talk to you about your plans for Sesame Street.
My plans? See for yourself. Out of the ruins of Sesame Street rises the gleaming tower of Grump.
Where's 123 Sesame Street?
By the way, the character he's playing is Ronald Grump. Ronald Grump. We continue.
I'm glad you asked that. It is now a luxurious boutique called, if you have to ask, you cannot afford it.
Mr. Grump, we don't think you really understand what you're destroying.
No. Mr. Grump, Sesame Street is more valuable than any boutique.
Not according to my figures.
Mr. Grump, Elmo knows even a big grump like you will melt into a mushy puddle when Elmo tells you about our little street. And Elmo wants to keep his fur just where it is.
There you go.
On Elmo.
Yeah.
Right next to Whoopi.
Oh, I like that too, Elmo.
Yeah.
I am deeply and profoundly
Yes.
disgusted. There's one thing I despise, it's cheap sentiment. Hugs, kitty television, cute furry animals.
What about cute furry monsters?
Are you people still here? Get packing! Get packing!
And that's from 1988, folks. This is probably why Trump is targeting PBS and Sesame Street so much.
Take those two Utes with you.
Those two Utes. The episode was Ronald Grump intends to raise Sesame Street and redevelop it. Does this sound familiar? Because that's what he does everywhere. I stumbled across that this week. I was like, I will be I would shave my head and call me John. I just.
Well, the problem is then he's going to build that, and then he's going to stiff the laborers, and then sue for pennies on the dollar. He makes a buck off of it.
Sure. Well, and again, in 1988, that was his modus operandi. That's what he did. He got out there and he cheated as many people as he possibly could for as much as he possibly could. And he was willing to wait you out as far as court proceedings went, because he had lawyers on retainer. And you're a little guy, you're a subcontractor with 8 or 10 employees. You're working on a small margin. So you show up, you do your work, you spend a week or whatever it is doing the work, and then he decides, I'm not going to pay you, and then finally settles with you for like 10% of the total bill. I don't understand how down the line people continue to do work for him.
That's what I was going to ask.
There was a story about one of the casinos in Atlantic City, and somebody that a piano dealer, they needed a bunch of pianos, and he got in the end he got almost nothing for, I think it was close to 100 pianos. I forget the precise numbers, but so many people have been cheated by him over the years. Working people, blue collar people have been cheated by him, and yet they love him to pieces. Why? Because we're all racist sons of bitches. That's why. Because he hates the same people you do.
Yeah, well, he's got great business acumen.
Yeah.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
No, you cannot. And don't you dare try it again.
No.
Don't be messing around with Donnie Two Dolls. I love that.
That was great. Lawrence O'Donnell give us that one.
We give him full credit for that one. You know that.
Have you seen some of the signs? They've had signs out there with Donnie Two Dolls on it.
Oh, really?
At the protests. Yeah, some of the protests. Donnie Two Dolls. I was at the
No,
bowling alley Thursday, and we were writing a score down with pencils, and the lead broke on it. I go, "Oh God, I only have 4 left."
You can only have 2 pencils.
That's right. We don't have enough pencils for the whole league. We got to share them.
That's okay. You ain't knocking any pins down anyway, so.
That's for damn certain.
Boys, let's not be Bill has very little, he's a busy retired man, and the fact that he finds
what the hell?
He finds the time every week to go out and roll 16 pounds of granite.
Oh no, I don't roll a 16-pound ball anymore. No.
Oh really?
No.
Oh, you don't throw a
That's like, oh hell no! Ever since I had my shoulder surgery, that's like throwing a cinder block.
What are you throwing these days?
14.
14.
I was going to say, I think that green ball I had was 14, if I'm not mistaken.
It's only a 2-pound difference there, Bubba.
Oh, but it makes a huge difference.
It does make a difference.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't bowled on a regular basis since I was a kid.
I'm telling you, I miss it. Miss the hell out of it.
We actually had a bowling league when I was in elementary school, grammar school as we called it, in a building. It was on the second floor, directly across the street from what is now it's the Ed Sullivan Theater. It wasn't that at the time, but right there on the
bowling alley.
yeah, on Broadway. You'd be surprised some of the things you'd find in Midtown Manhattan, and where you find them. The skating rink we used to go to was on the 16th floor of an office building. It was the
16th floor. Damn.
It was called Sky Rink. You took the elevator up, and they moved to another location. It's no longer in the sky, but they kept the name Sky Rink. And all sorts of funny little places. You would people needed to be entertained,
Nice
even in the heart of the hustle and bustling metropolis that is Nueva York.
That's it.
That is it.
Well, I remember in St. Paul there was a bowling alley there called Midway Pro Bowl, and to get from street level or parking lot level to get down to where the bowling alley was itself, that was a goddamn 10 stair jaunt, go up and down.
It needed a parachute to get down to the lanes.
The staircase up to the bowling alley that I'm referring to, it was a wide staircase, and it had a landing in the middle, but it was the highest 2 stories, at least in my memory. I mean, you could look straight down from the top to the street, to the door. And I know at least a couple people over the years had to go tumbling down there. I almost did once, but it was probably a 8-foot wide staircase. And at least, again, it seemed
it's the Titanic's grand staircase.
And these these macho idiots that have to carry a bag full of 8 bowling balls. And,
yes.
Oh no! We were kids. We used the lanes bowling balls, and we were there in the afternoon. We weren't. We didn't deal with that crowd. But yeah, now that I think about it, thank goodness I didn't have to carry a ball up those stairs. I was like 9 years old. I barely weighed 16 pounds, let alone, I was a skinny little runt when I was a kid. I know it's hard to believe now with this.
Those were the days.
With this specimen of manhood that now sits in front of you, what's I can't think of the name of the drug. What's the thing I'm taking every week? The weight loss thing. Ozempic. I'm all Ozempic shot up. That's me. Hey, did you guys know that Donald Trump is not an attorney? You know how we know that? Because when asked about the Constitution, he said, I don't know anything.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is
Aren't you supposed to follow the Constitution? I don't know.
uphold the con. I don't know.
Uphold
I'm
the
not a lawyer.
Constitution.
I'm not a
Oh, not a
lawyer.
lawyer.
So, and there's something else. A couple of the other, the whole 22nd Amendment thing with the third term. One of the nitwits was quoted as saying this past week. Basically, their plan is to show that the Constitution is unconstitutional. Now, wrap your head around that one, okay?
Yeah, you know.
Wrap your head around
everything I say is a lie. I'm lying.
That's right. That's right.
There you go. Figure it out.
Am I lying? Am I lying?
Yeah.
I'm a liar.
And did you also notice that, let's see, you need a license in this country to cut hair, but apparently you don't need to have a license to be Surgeon General.
No, you do not.
Apparently not.
You don't even have to finish the courses.
No.
And also
basic anatomy and physiology.
If you've been on Fox
You have to
News,
do that much?
If you've been on Fox News for anything more than a couple of minutes,
once.
you too
You
qualify. Janine
You
Pirro.
could be, I was just going to mention her.
Look, I'll accept the fact that she was, she used to be the district attorney in Westchester County or someplace. And
so what?
I'm getting there, Bill. I'm getting there.
Okay. Sorry.
I can accept, it's a flimsy premise, but it's there. Okay. So you accept that she was
on it. Okay.
She was in the biz. I didn't say she was good at it. Okay. You guys were bowlers. Nobody's saying you're good at it, but you still qualify as a bowler. But she's been sitting there, half drunk on her box wine for the past however many years, rattling away.
Don't hate on box wine.
I'm not hating on box of wine.
I'm hating on the people that buy box wine.
There you go. The box wine is fine. It's you people that are the problem. And I say that
in my life.
I came across something very amusing.
Did you clean up after yourself?
I did. I immediately cleaned up. Oh, wait a minute. I'll save that for a little later. Who wants to talk about what's really got my ass burning this morning?
A candle about this high?
3 feet high. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let me guess. Could it possibly be your neighbors?
No.
Oh, what a guess! I just pulled that out of thin air.
If you've been with us before, you may be familiar with the fact that my upstairs neighbor and I do not have the greatest of relationships. No. There are 2 apartments in this building, and I live under one of the most annoying people ever on the planet. So I showed. Well, John wasn't in the studio yet, but I showed Bill this security video. I'm sitting watching hockey last night. I'm watching the Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers in a good game. Oh, man. We'll talk about that never because you guys hate hockey. I watched the Panthers beat the piss out of the Maple Leafs.
I was going
to
say, I saw
but you're going to keep talking about it.
Oh, yeah. I will keep talking about it. So anyway, so the Panthers were down. And so last night, I'm sitting there watching the hockey, and they're putting the biscuit in the basket and all manner of good things, slap shots, breakaways. I was thinking the other night, I haven't seen a good breakaway in a good long time, or a penalty shot for that matter. I mean, penalty shots.
Get you an airline ticket. I'll show you a breakaway.
So as I'm sitting there, I hear all this revving of engines and all that. So I pop on the security camera, and lo and behold, my nitwit upstairs neighbor, who's all of like 5 foot nothing, is on a full-blown motorcycle, full-size motorcycle. Now there's no. You know what? I'm gonna show it.
I was going to say, now you have to.
Yeah,
He does
yeah,
that.
he's
Everybody's
got
like,
that
you got
curiosity.
worked it all up now.
You know what? You're not wrong. I have to show it. I'm going to show it. If you're listening on the radio, we apologize, but you'll get all
Watch
the.
out, folks. Ed's gonna show it.
I'm gonna show it, and I'm gonna stand
Ask
there with
these
my
people
hands
to
on my
move back,
hips.
though.
Yeah. Okay. So there she is pulling. That's the front gate to my apartment, and there's all 5 foot nothing of her on this real full size motorcycle. All right, and
Her feet don't even touch the ground.
I was
her
gonna
feet do
say.
not touch the ground. That is correct. Now she's trying to figure out how she's going to open the gate to get the bike in.
Just going to go, "Wah!" and goose it and come on
Very
through.
carefully.
She used to have a small scooter, and that's how she would open the gate with the scooter. Now she needs help
goose
here.
it?
That's the other
Is this
idiot.
the mailman?
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
He used to have a scooter. That's gone. I don't know what happened to that. She sold hers a couple of months ago. So now,
After you set it on fire.
Yeah, there's no sound on this, but I can promise you. Now, how close can we get to my window? This is my front window.
I bet we get closer.
Well, she's going to try. Well, she doesn't try here, but other than the fact that there's a stump of a tree there.
That's the only thing stopping her.
It's the only thing stopping her. It's the only thing stopping her. And it kind of ends there. And there's not much to. So I kind of flipped out. Got into it with my landlord last night. We made peace this morning. And as we like to say, we have a wonderful relationship, my landlord and I. And the only problem that's the only problem we have is her. She creates problems between us. And it got ugly with us last night. We squared it all away this morning, but I said she's going to sit
squared off.
This is a full-blown motorcycle. She has a parking spot. I'm literally sitting to my right, about 4 feet to my right is her parking spot. But she would have to walk around.
Can't you call the parking authority?
I'm gonna give him the opportunity to speak to her until I get the friggin' bike off the property. Although she generally ignores anything he says. So you can have vehicles.
Get you some spike strips.
That's too obvious. Believe me. Because then I got to put my car in the garage all the time.
Yeah, well,
believe me. It's the only reason her scooter didn't wind up as a melted pile of plastic was because my car sits out there. And more importantly, if I have a production vehicle, I can't have that at risk. I mean, I got cameras all over the place. It's not like she'd get away with it, but I don't want to go through the nonsense. I got more cameras and they know it. That's the thing. Every now and again, when
you too much technology.
Yeah, every now and again, if they have a friend visiting or somebody new, as they walk in, they point up to my window with the cameras. I have one camera pointing one way.
Well, hell, point one of those cameras through a bedroom window. At least you get a little enjoyment out of it.
I promise you, I'd get no enjoyment out of it.
No, he'd get in trouble for that. He would get in trouble for that.
That's a whole different thing. If you guys are nice, I'll show you my camera setup one day. But
Ed.
Go ahead, John.
Go ahead, John.
I really do sympathize for you. I'm really trying to be compassionate here.
But there's a but coming.
Oh, you know it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Big one.
It's it. Here come the but. Did you take into consideration this may be a possibility when you moved into that unit?
No, this was not. She didn't live here when I moved in.
Well, but it's a 2-story.
Yeah, no, John. The idea.
Googly moogly.
I listen to the walking back and forth and the up and down the stairs. There's some noise that's unavoidable. That front area, that's a front yard area. That's not for parking motor vehicles. Okay? That's not for that. And those bikes are gone now. Look, when I first moved in, her and her sister, they had these little stand-up scooters, the electric ones. They would leave them in the hallway. The hallway ain't but about 3 feet wide.
They put the damn scooters in the hallway.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And I had to get there was so much. There's been so much inconsideration over the time, and she is. Besides the communication issue, her English is virtually non-existent unless she's mad. Then she seems to know how to speak it.
Call ICE.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, we've had trouble before. They had somebody staying with them who I had an Amazon package delivered, and she picked it up. This other roommate that was there briefly. Oh, it's like a motel up there. They're in and out. There's people all the time.
They left the light on for them too, I suppose.
Yeah,
so
apparently.
She picked up my package and brought it upstairs with her, and I saw it on the camera. I said, so I knock on the door, which is a whole other thing. She never wants to answer the door for me. I've tried to explain to her, believe me, when I'm knocking on the door, there's a problem. It's not just to see if you want a cookie. So she says to me, she manages to say to me through the translating app, oh, well, she's not here. So what do you mean she's not here? She's upstairs. Well, the door is locked. Fine, I'll call the police. Had to get the cops out there. And then magically the door was unlocked. And my package, just be a good neighbor. Oh, we picked up your package accidentally. That's all. Yeah, but no, that's not how they operate. That's not how she operates. It's screw everybody else. If she's not getting her way, then watch out. Watch out. So
sounds vaguely familiar.
Thanks to all you folks that are just joining us right now here on Just Killin Time. If you'd like,
where were you from the beginning?
Welcome to Ed Gets Interrupted here on Radio TFI.
Oh, did I do that? I am so sorry, King Edward.
That's okay. Well, you're learning now. You're learning. So one of the other little goodies I found online this week, and again, welcome to all those folks joining us. We feel free. All the information's up on the screen if you're watching us. Well, I can see you because you're watching us.
He can see you.
I can see parts of you. I can see the good parts.
You want to see this? Hold on.
Hey, now. You want to see something cool?
Yeah.
Still waiting.
That's from the Twilight Zone movie. Dan Aykroyd.
Twilight Zone, yeah.
Did he say you want to see something cool or you want to see something scary?
No, I think he says want to see something cool. If anybody out there knows for sure, call in, let us know.
Yeah, please do. We're here, and we have nothing else to live for. So anyway, I found a list of proposed amendments that never quite made it. These are all legit. All legit. In 1876, there was an attempt to abolish the United States Senate. You kind of wonder, maybe.
Oh no, what would happen to Mitch?
Yeah, that's it. He was a rookie congressman then.
In the same year, the forbidding of religious leaders from occupying a governmental office or receiving federal funding. In other words, all those good Christians holding on to Trump's shoulder and laying the hand of Jesus. Say hallelujah. Say amen.
Let's put hands on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, put the affected part of your body on the radio. Let the Right Reverend Dr. Billy Saul Hargis cure you of all your worldly ills. Say hallelujah. Say amen.
So, question for you.
Yes.
Question for you. Has Pope Leo met Gil Christ yet?
We're working on that. There is
Yeah.
it's the hitch in the giddy up there is that Leo's from Chicago, and
What'd you do that for?
Gil owes money to people in Chicago, so he's got to make sure that it's a clean connection first, if you know what I mean.
That Pope.
Well, he's from the South Side, so that'll make him a White Sox fan.
Well, that's
White Sox fan. They showed pictures of him at the 05 World Series.
Yes, they did.
Thought, well, but you know what? He wasn't the Pope then. He was just
no, he wasn't. He was a priest.
Knucklehead in the crowd.
That's all he was. But hey, he was there, and the Sox are owning it now. You know, it's
yeah.
Here's one that's got a
little intervention and still couldn't win the damn thing.
That was that was the first year I didn't watch any of the games because we had been hit with Hurricane Wilma, and I had no power, and we were, trying to. I think I heard an inning on the radio. This falls in with the current thinking. In 1893, there was a proposal to rename this nation the United States of Earth.
Jeez. Was that a Trump thing?
Wow.
It may have been. Here's one for you, Bill. In the same year, there was talk about abolishing the U.S. Army and Navy. Anchors away, baby.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Speaking of Pope Leo, in 1894,
Speaking of the Pope,
there was a proposed amendment acknowledging that the Constitution recognizes God and Jesus Christ as the supreme authorities in human affairs. Say hallelujah. Say amen. That's for all you religious fanatics out there.
Huh.
Can you imagine that? It's bad enough now they bring God and Jesus into all this stuff where it don't belong.
Well, you got somebody to blame.
Yeah.
I hold you personally responsible, John.
You're welcome.
Ooh, in 1912, making marriage between races illegal, which they pretty much tried to do anywhere. And look at this.
They did.
1916, all acts of war should be put to a national vote. Anyone voting yes had to register as a volunteer for service in the U.S. Army.
That's actually kind of good.
No, you send their kid.
No. But when you think about it, you got to have some meat in there. Okay, you want us to go to war? You got to put a little cabbage in the game there.
Step up.
Yeah.
Step up.
That's more logical than one may think.
Yeah, well, here's the gun. Here's your helmet. Have at it, doughboy. Oh, this would have hurt some of us. 1933, an attempt to limit personal wealth to $1 million.
Wow.
I think that's more logical than you think.
The idea is logical. Well, the amount is not.
It was 1930. Right. You have to remember.
Well, that's true.
That's probably similar to $1 billion today. So
I've always held that. You think about everything. How much money do you need to make all your dreams come true? Every one of them. Wait, Bill. Multiply that by 10. Now you have all the money you'll ever need.
No, I have the perfect answer for you, Ed.
What's
Cocaine is God's way of telling you make too much damn money.
Isn't that
Robin Williams on the Tonight Show?
Exactly.
I would do fine with $100,000.
Well, I mean, everything is relative. It all depends on what you're accustomed to.
Give it to my relatives.
You know,
there you go.
if you're well fed and all that, and you lead a decent life, You wouldn't. What? This steak expired 2 days ago from the supermarket? Oh no! But if you haven't eaten in 3 days, that's filet mignon, baby.
Oh yeah.
You damn right it is.
All relative. In
I don't care. These
1938,
stupid people. Ooh, that expired. I don't care.
in 1938, an attempt was made forbidding drunkenness in the United States on all its territories.
Well, damn, Ed, you've been in real trouble.
Back in the day, I haven't officially quit drinking. On certain occasions, I will have a beer here or there. I'm not a problem drinker. I have no problem drinking.
No,
that's it.
But
hell,
right
I love
now,
myself. I was drinking. It was other people that couldn't stand me.
I wasn't drunk last night. That's just a rumor started by somebody who tripped over me.
That's it.
yeah.
How drunk was I? I threw a rock to the ground and missed.
I don't drink no more. I don't drink no less either.
Boom, boom.
I think that's all we're gonna look at for now. Speaking of vices, so I took a little road trip this week. I went to go look at a place I was considering
Everybody's gonna love this.
When the time comes for me to actually retire.
Wasn't in Ohio, was it?
But
it was
don't
not.
You have to be tired first?
Yeah, well, I am a little tired. I'm
Okay,
untired. I'm untired. So I went to beautiful Schenectady, New York.
Schenectady, New York.
Well, it's in the area of Albany.
The banks of the lovely Sing Sing River.
It's on the banks of the Mohawk River, if you must know. So I was driving around the area and just trying to get a feel for the place. I wasn't feeling it. So I stopped for a little while. I needed to take a little break. I went downtown, and my plan was to, kind of stop, maybe have lunch, walk around a little downtown. The places that weren't being remodeled, which meant they had no tenants, were just flat out empty. There was nobody walking around. This was lunchtime. I was like, geez. So they have a casino there, the Rivers Casino. I said, well, let me drive over there. Maybe I can get a bite.
Where everybody was.
And that's where I found all the people at the casino. And so I went in, and I didn't get anything to eat, but I decided. So I was walking around, mumbling around, and I said, oh, they have a 3-card poker table. Now, I happen to enjoy 3-card poker. I haven't played it in years. Haven't been at a casino. And so I sat down. It was a $10 minimum table, a little rich for my blood. I'm a $5 table guy.
Me too.
I'm a $3 table.
You think the penny slots are a little much? A little too rich for your blood?
Oh, hell yes. 20 cents per spin. What the hell?
He thinks that's the high rollers room.
Yeah.
So there's one person at the table.
Exactly.
So there's one person at the table, lovely young lady. She's sitting about the third seat in from the right side. So I decided I was going to sit down and play for a little bit. And I asked her, I said, which side would you prefer I sit on? Because it was just going to be the two of us. And she kind of looked at me. I said, look, some people get very upset if you sit before them and you're, quote unquote, taking their cards. Or she said, oh, then she realized, and the dealer realized what I was doing. And they were very appreciative of that. So I sat down to her left she was playing 2 hands. This woman was a gambler. She was only down 400 at that point, and she had lost. No, she was down 600.
Only.
And the other day, she had lost like $4,000. So I sit down.
Well,
I start
then
playing.
maybe I should sit to your right.
So I sit down, and I was there for, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour at best. And I pulled out $100, and I got $100 in chips, $5 chips. Long story short, I thought I had won 300. I thought I had 4 stacks of $100. I was like, oh, I'm going to leave now. Why are you leaving? Well, I'm up $300. Turned out I was up $100. I miscounted but still, I
oops.
left. I left a winner, and that's
You never
that's
count your money while you're sitting at the table.
The dealer took all my little $5 chips, gave me 2 black $100 chips. I felt like a big time. Have you ever played 3-card poker?
No.
I believe I played it in Reno.
I love it. I really do enjoy it. And they had a feature there that I had never seen. Well, if you're not familiar, let me briefly explain. If you're not familiar with 3-card poker,
Thank you.
Everybody gets 3 cards, including the dealer. You wait for somebody at the table to have a choking fit. Let's all watch intently as John finally puts himself out of his misery. See, since he's gotten rid of his service raccoon, he's there's nobody there to help him.
There's nothing to strain it. No strainer there.
It goes all of it goes in
the coffee.
Right straight down. So you're dealt 3 cards. And here are your options, your betting options. You will find in front of you a series of circles. One is for the ante, which is what you put up to play. In this case, it was a $10 table, so I put up $10. There's also a bet called Pairs Plus. Now, when you put up the ante, you're playing against the dealer. Pairs Plus, it's just your hand. It's exactly what it says. You get a pair or better. And there's a payout table printed on the table there. You can play one, the other, or both. It does not matter. The dealer needs at least a queen to qualify. So you get your cards. You decide, are you going to play or fold? Even if you fold, your Pairs Plus is still valid. So, and then you ante up again to play. So I have a $10 ante, so I $10 to play. And if I
hold on, Ed. Hold on. Didn't you? Because now maybe that's Pygow that I'm thinking of in Reno. But if you folded, you could draw back half your bet, so you didn't lose.
That's
the
a
whole
different
$10.
game.
That's a different game. Okay.
Yeah, well, I think that's Pygow, which I don't fully understand.
I think so.
I played it once, and it's just very confusing to me. Maybe if I play it more. So now you've got a $10 Pairs Plus bet. You've got a $10 ante. And let's say, now again, the dealer needs at least a queen to qualify. So if the dealer has 3, 4, 8, doesn't qualify. So the bet you put up to play, that's a push. You get that back. And if you have better cards, and then you win on the ante. And the Pairs Plus, now it depends on what you have. If you have a pair of 7s, well, you get paid on the 7s. You can get a straight, a flush, a straight flush, and there's a payout table, and
it's only on 3 cards. Only on 3 cards.
On 3 cards.
Yeah.
Now this casino had something I'd never seen. It's a 6-card bet. It's your cards combined with
the dealer.
The best 5-card hand, and it starts with 3 of a kind. Pays 5 to 1. I got a couple of straights like that. Now on this particular table, you can bet 5, which is what I did, because most times it's not going to hit. And so it was interesting, and again, I hadn't sat at a table in a good long time. And then I got home here the other night and I found an online version of 3-card poker, and I'd just been losing my ass off. Thank God I don't play on a regular basis.
Oh, you didn't have that woman sitting next to you stealing the cards.
Well, like I said to her, and she got a kick out of it, because she was getting bad cards, and she was. I said, "Look, this is why they call it gambling and not winning."
Exactly.
You pays your money.
Yippers.
You take your chances. And again, I enjoy that game. There's a couple table games I like, but again, I haven't played. Oh, the last time I was in Vegas was at least 10 years ago, if not longer.
Oh, damn.
Once I retire, I may go back out there again. I'm not going to live there.
Ed, you keep talking about this retirement thing. I don't know that you really understand that you have to quit working to retire.
Well, I have to get work. I haven't worked in almost 2 weeks now.
Well, now that's true too. That's what we refer to as semi-retired.
Yeah, I'm involuntarily retired right now.
That's kind of what I'm at now with semi-retired.
Right. Well, I'm trying to squeeze another 120 days of workout between now and December, and it's not looking promising. I may have to go into next year to get things where I need them to be. So, I want to be like Bill. I want to be, big and retired and huffy and puffy and master of everything I survey. And I mean, the stuff that Barb lets him be master of, that is.
I was just getting ready to say thank you.
Yeah. Come on, I'm no
Which
idiot.
Is my little room right here.
That's it. And only when she's not in it.
Yeah, that's it.
And only when she's not in here, yes.
But anyway, yeah, I'd like to get back out
if
to
you're
Vegas.
honey.
I'd like to get back out there. I know John lived out there for a number of years, and it's much different than when was the last time you were out there, John?
Well, I went out for a visit back about 15 years ago or so, but
I've been there more recently. Oh, you'd be surprised.
Yeah. I went out there for a visit, but as far
I've
as
never
living
been to Vegas.
there,
Really? You really should. No, I'm
as
serious.
living there, I've been away
No, I've
from
been to
that
Reno.
for about-
I've been to Reno, but I've never been to Vegas.
I liked Reno, believe it or
So did
not.
I. So did I. I like Reno a lot.
Didn't
I
you
was
go
only
out
there-
there with us that year, dog?
No.
You didn't go out to Reno with us that year?
He just
Did
said
you go out there to bowl or something, or?
Or for nationals? Yeah, for nationals.
No, I didn't go with you.
Bill, just accept no as an answer.
Must have been big woman. Huh? I tried.
Excuse you?
It must have been who? Boy, you just want to get beat up, don't you?
Big woman. Johnny knows who I'm talking about. That's all that matters.
Oh, well, if that's all that matters. I'm sorry, am I
That's true.
interrupting your show?
Well, as a matter of
fact, I can step out. I've made that offer before. I'll just sit here and run the technical side. You boys can,
Here he
you know.
goes again.
That's right. Here he goes again. This is not that tantrum. I'm just going with the bit that John has put out here in front of us.
Okay. All right then.
And as we
What's your problem?
Bill's gonna get beat up on air. Go, Barb. Get him.
Here comes the hammer.
It's a great way to end the hour. For those of you new to the proceedings, you're about to meet Mrs. Fancher. And Bill's about to meet Mr. Hammer instead.
No. Mr. Hammer.
Hammer time.
Stop. Hammer time.
Don't hurt him, Hammer. Oh, I would love to see you do the hammer dance right across the stage.
Well, if she comes in here, you're going to see me do a hammer dance.
Uh-oh.
There's the gong, kids and kittens.
I heard some.
We're going to skedaddle out of here for a couple minutes. We'll be back for the big hour 2 here in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned. We're going to take a little breaky poo here. When we come back, we got all sorts of things to talk about. Bill may or may not have a bandage wrapped around his head. We'll see on the other side of this break.
Radio TFI.
You found Just Killing Time.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
On Radio TFI. Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. On social media, search for Radio TFI USA. From a payphone, call collect.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Good morning, class. Thank you. As you know, your regular teacher, Sister Rosetta Stone, is on a small vacation. However, she does send her love and these finger paintings and dust cloths she's making.
Hey, Chungo, that one looks
I am
like
your
you.
substitute teacher, Sister Mary Elephant. Class, attention. Attention, class. Thank you. Young man, now give me that knife. Thank you. Now, class, you all know who I am, so let's find out who you are.
Oh, far out, man.
Thank you.
Hey, come on.
Now, class, Sister Rosetta has informed me that your assignment for the last 2 months has been to write an essay entitled How I Spent My Summer Vacation. Who would like to read theirs before the class?
Hey, that's Horseface, man. He could read it.
Class.
You don't have to read last week.
Class.
Come on, Horseface, read your
Thank you. Young man in the first row, stand up, state your name, and read your essay.
Who, me?
Yes, read your essay, please.
I don't have it finished yet, man.
Well, then read what you have, young man.
Want to hear mine? The first day, my vacation. What I did on my summer vacation. The first day of my vacation, I woke up. Then I went downtown to look for a job. Then I hung out in front of the drugstore. The second day of my summer vacation,
Hey, lend me your buck,
I woke up. Then I went downtown to look for a job.
I gotta go to the can.
Then I hung out in front of the drugstore.
Hey!
The third day of my summer vacation,
Hey, Elephant!
I woke up.
That's fine,
Then
young
I
man.
went downtown to look for a job.
That's fine, young
Then
man.
I got a job.
Young man.
Keeping people from hanging
Young
out
man.
in front of the drugstore.
Young man.
The fourth day of my...
Thank you.
I still gotta go to the can, man.
Now, class, I have a surprise for you. I'm going to read you some poems out of
I
this
got a
lovely
surprise
book
for
of
you,
poetry. The sun kisses the morning skies. The birds kiss the butterflies. The dew kisses the morning grass. Class! Wake up!
All right, kids and kittens, we're back. It's hour 2 of Just Killing Time here on the Radio TFI family of networks. I'm Ed. One of them is John. The other one is Bill. It's up to you to figure out which one is which. That was Sister Mary the Elephant, a classic by Cheech and Chong. And the best thing about that bit is you have to listen to it over and over again. The funniest stuff is in the background. It's what the other quote unquote kids say. It's all in the background. That's where most of the humor is in that bit. But anyway, it's May 11th. We're back. We're here. Thanks for joining us. Unfortunately, if you missed us in the first hour, we did the full funeral service for John's pet beaver that used to reside on his face and became roadkill this week. And somehow John escaped it, but
he is such a hater. I swear to God.
Uh-huh.
He couldn't
I got devil
he couldn't grow peach fuzz on his face if he lived in Georgia.
I couldn't grow grass in a manure farm.
No, you couldn't.
Look, I accept the fact that facially speaking, my hair is not exactly plentiful.
You're lucky you got pubic hair.
You don't know how right you are.
Oh, see, now that was uncalled for. That was just uncalled for.
And I've had mine shaved off too. Not by me. Somebody else did it.
Yeah.
You have a guy or a woman do it?
It was a dude in the hospital, so I was being put under.
He used a straight razor.
You know what? I asked him about that. I was half doped up with the anesthesiologist had already been.
No, they have to use a safety razor.
No. He had an electric. This is a buzzer. I can't think of the name of it.
I bet you like that.
Oh, you had the buzzer. You were really liking that, yeah.
Oh, he was very delicate. He preserved my privacy. He kept the sheet cover and all the good bits and bobs. And I'm just, again, I'm all doped up. I am so far going, I'm going really fast down the mountainside of unconsciousness. I'm not quite there yet, but boy, am I on the way. And I'm just having a nice old chat with him. Here's a man with an electric razor going around my bits and bobs. And I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Drugs.
Oh,
they can be fun.
Like, oh, wow, man.
And the guy said, if that's for my benefit, nice try.
They shaved everything except my arms. Everything.
What's the point?
My legs, I expected my chest to be shaved because, it was heart surgery.
Duh.
Again, no beef there. And both my legs, under my arms.
Well, it's because they were going to take the graft from your leg.
Well, I didn't know that. I thought they were going to the gift shop. Well, now I know. I got a nice scar there.
Let's go down to the graft shop. Let's all go to the graft.
But that's not where they get them from?
No, unfortunately.
Regis
A
Philbin.
little cooler in the back with some rigatoni and
Regis Philbin had open heart surgery, and when he came back to the show, David Letterman came on because he had the same surgery as well, the same surgery I eventually had. And I remember sitting there watching it, and Philbin is talking about, well, they took the graft from his leg, and he was surprised by that. Letterman says to him, "What'd you think? They go to the gift shop to get it?"
Jeez.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was.
Not surprising.
Well, for those of you watching us, thanks again for tuning in. If you want to give us a holler, 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. If you're at a payphone, feel free to call collect. If you're watching us on the YouTube or the Faceplant, you can comment. We will probably comment right back, or at least acknowledge your existence. If you're watching any place but YouTube, come on over to YouTube. Bill, hush. Hush.
This guy shills YouTube. I think he's getting a check in the mail from
he must be
from Google or some damn thing.
You would think at this point.
So I want to get off Facebook. That's why. I got enough people watching on YouTube.
I don't
Anything
know.
else?
Twitter's been working for me since I started doing this.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Really?
Good for you.
Maybe one day you'll host a show of your own.
Yeah, maybe. One
Maybe.
day.
One day. You can co-host it with your beaver. Oh, the beaver's gone.
That's it.
Ward.
You were a little hard on the beaver last night.
The beaver last night.
I don't know if did she ever actually say that, or is that just one of those urban myths? Anyway, I see no other reason to not continue on. Let's soldier on through this, gentlemen. So you know what time it is now, don't you?
Cue the band! Cue the band!
It's time for On This Date, major events and birthdays that happened on this date throughout history here on May 11th. On this date in 1812, a waltz is introduced into English ballrooms. Some observers consider it disgusting and immoral, just like they do Mike Waltz in the trumpet. Ooh, he took
Yeah,
that.
well, nice segue, dude.
Here's a video clue.
Skål, Vikings, let's win this game. Skål, Vikings, honor your name. Go get that first down, then get a touchdown. Rock 'em, sock 'em, fight, 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 fight. Go, Vikings, run up the score. You'll hear us yell for more. Beat that, beat that, S-U-S. Skål, Vikings, let's
On this day in 1858, Minnesota was admitted as the 32nd United States state. That was the only thing that I found.
Far out, man.
Oh, man.
That's the only thing you could find.
The only thing that seemed relevant. I didn't look that hard.
No,
but,
okay.
I did the best. I did the best I could with what I had.
Apparently not. Could have got Busty Bamey Klobuchar up there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of ways I could have gone with that. And behave yourself, Bill. Behave yourself.
I'll have you know I've met Amy. I'm very happy.
Did you? And was she
Yes,
as busty as Tom Bernard said she was?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Something's ringing. Something's ringing.
You guys do hear the noises in your earphones, right? Even though you're talking all over it.
I hear the noises in my head all the time.
On this day in
I hear
19...
voices in my head. They counsel me.
One of them is me. Shut up.
Shut up!
On this day in 1967, the 100 millionth U.S. phone. And we just had a little brief outage there.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know
How
what the hell.
appropriate was that?
I don't know. So anyway, I'll just on this date in 1967, the 100 millionth telephone here in the U.S. was connected.
Was it a Princess phone? Baseball.
Baseball.
It was on this day in 1977 that Ted Turner, the Mouth from the South, managed an Atlanta Braves game. Lost to Pittsburgh 2-1.
He managed the game?
Oh, yeah. It was big news at the time. Bowie Kuhn was not happy. And we all know who's the
because
best.
he ain't no Bowie Kuhn.
That's right. All right, let's move over. Born on this day in 1888, Irving Berlin. Big songwriter.
Ivan. Hey,
lived to be 101 years old. Go figure.
Far out. So he went over.
Oh, he went over there. Yeah. Very good, Bill. Very good. You an astute knowledge of things you consider gayish.
Well, or insignificant.
Insignificant. I'm sorry. Born on this day in 1912. You're going to love this one. Foster Brooks.
Really?
It took Bill a second there to remember Foster
Far
Brooks.
out, man.
Huge in the 70s as the drunk crew showed up.
Always on the Dean Martin show.
Right.
On the Celebrity Roast.
Right. Also born on the same day, Sergeant Bilko himself, Phil Silvers.
Far out.
Turning 92 today, a guy I know that is tuned into everything we have to say, Louis Farrakhan.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Louis.
Look at
Louis. Hey, oh, we gotta go.
Turning 73 today. Great writer, formerly of the New York Daily News, Mike Lupica. Finally, from the Forever 21 Club, and boy, did I have a massive crush on her because she's right in my age group. She turned 66, but certainly Forever 21. One of the original MTV VJs, Martha Quinn.
Oh, far out, man.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
There you go. Boy, I thought she was... Nina Blackwood was hot, but Martha Quinn was just adorable. Just adorable.
Just that little cutie thing.
Yeah. And she would pop up every now and again, acting. When they turned the Brady Bunch into an hour-long drama, she played Bobby Brady's wife. It's the only thing I remember from the show. And I don't know. I don't know if Bill is just bored. Oh, there he is. I see the eyes blinking. I wasn't sure if he had frozen up or not. But we need to get Bill's attention, and it's he's been a relatively good boy today. So
Ted Cruz, go fuck yourself.
See, it's better when he doesn't. See, now Bill will be nice to me for about half a minute or so. It's
2 minutes.
It's like getting your dog.
It was quite the sacrifice.
It really was.
That's it. Here's Biscuit.
Oh, all right. We've got birthdays done. What else do we got? Oh, you know what we didn't do last week? Yeah. Go ahead, Bill. You want to guess?
I don't know. I was like, what is it? Drunk monkey?
Oh no, that never came back from the vault. When we got the building back, all the tapes were gone.
Bitch.
All of them. We don't know what happened to them. We found banana peels, but other than that, we couldn't. There was nothing we could do.
I quit.
Like I said, all the VHS tapes are gone. Thank goodness we put them all on digital.
That's it.
The Trunk Monkey Theft Retrieval System. Because sometimes getting your car back is simply not enough. Another revolutionary idea. Pending approval by Department of Agriculture.
I still love the sound when he whacks him. Boom.
So as we want to do here every week, this is all about keeping Bill Fancher happy. So now we've shot him up with his adrenaline, his version of adrenaline.
That's it. Hey.
Now you want to give him a happy ending, huh?
Well, here it is.
Oh no! Oh, all the classic one-hit wonders.
Boot to the head.
There you go, Bill. As my sainted mother used to say, "Shut up."
No, there you go.
Finally. All right. There's where were we in the first hour before we were so
Hell knows.
By the way, Bill, did you stick around to watch Sister Mary Elephant, or were you off doing whatever it is you do during these breaks?
Oh, I watched the last little bit of it.
Oh, really? Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the last little bit of it, because you don't know what I had to go through.
What I was gonna say now. That's
It was
that bit's
very
older
good.
than you and I.
Yeah, well, it's close to being older than both
Combined.
of us. I was a teenager when that came out, and not very far into being a teenager. And a buddy of mine, older guy, a couple of years older than me, my friend Ronnie, he had the album.
Was
Yeah,
it
he
the
was like,
wedding album?
It might have been. I'm not sure.
Wasn't that on Big Bamboo? I think that was Big Bamboo.
Could have been.
Oh,
And this was one that was new. And I don't know if you guys remember, what did the Big Bamboo record album come with? Bill knows.
Came with some rolling papers, man.
How many sheets of Big Bamboo did it come with?
Trying to remember. I think there was at least 2 or 3. I don't remember.
One. It came
Was it
one,
just the
but it
one
was
big one?
One big one, the size of the. They made the album look exactly like a packet. If you don't know what Big Bamboo is, it was rolling papers, probably the most popular rolling papers. Everybody knew them. You go in, and everybody knew what it looked like. And but as a marketing gimmick, you bought the album, you could flip it open like a pack of Big Bamboo rolling papers, and there was one giant sheet.
You could roll yourself a fatty.
Well, that's what a lot of people did. A lot of people did that.
Oh, I mean, you roll yourself a damn. That wasn't no Virginia Slim. That was a big sum. That took 2 hands to smoke that bad boy.
I'm sure there's a few of them still left out there, but you're hard pressed to find. You can find the album, but to find it with the sheet of bamboo, no.
Oh, with the papers, no.
No, you're not going to find it with the paper. That's because a lot of people just smoke that.
Didn't the Doobie Brothers do that with an album too? Didn't the Doobie Brothers do that with an album?
I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware of.
But you know who will know?
Barb would know the answer to that. So
why is she a pothead?
Who knows? Mr. Google?
Mr. Google.
Well, I didn't say that. She was a doobie freak. Didn't mean she was smoking. Yeah, Barb graduates high school in 1979. She said, "I never smoked." I go, "You lying sack of whodunit. You were around in the 70s. You didn't smoke. You were a prude or dead."
Pretty much.
Remember, you're a child of the 70s.
Yeah. You
Or did they just have a picture of a big doobie in it?
I'm trying to do this without setting off videos and all that.
So when Bill, did you do the first time for you? When did you break your marijuana virginity?
When I first partook, well, I couldn't while I was playing football because we'd get our asses whooped. So actually, it was after football season. So it was probably 1975 or 76.
I remember going up into northern Minnesota my with my neighbor friends, and we went. I don't know if you're familiar with this term. We went smelting, of all things.
Smelting. Boy.
Smelting, yeah. It's fishing.
Yes.
Excuse me. I'm not familiar. Smelting, as far as I know, is melting metals.
No, this was you go
A
out.
smelt was a tiny little fish.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We went out. We went out on the shores there on Lake Superior and go in with a damn casting net or whatever the hell they call them. And we just went in there and dipped and helped ourselves. But my buddies and
They
I,
were
we
good for
went off.
bait. That was about it.
Yeah. My buddies and I went off into the hills there, and yeah, we lit one up. And,
How old were you? How old were you?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 13, 14.
Oh, Jesus, dog.
Do you think I'm playing?
How old were you, Bill?
No, I know you're not. I was 17.
Really?
Well, like I said, I was playing football. We got caught doing that shit. It was you'd run until you'd quit.
Yeah. Well, since nobody asked, I'll tell you anyway.
Yes, Ed. Ed,
yeah,
please,
when's the first time for
tell
you,
us, Ed.
Well, the first time it's a very specific question. Is it the first time I ever smoked a joint, or the first time I ever got high off a pot? It's two very different.
You can't contact highs don't count.
Exactly.
It counted for me when I was 14 at that Grand Funk Railroad.
Yeah, but that don't count. You got to actually partake of the doob, the sacred weed.
It was probably later that summer. It was probably that same summer that I was.
Okay, so how old were you?
14.
14. You bastards.
Look, I sat in a Madison Square Garden in 1973 when you could smoke anything, literally anything. I was literally in the top row of Madison Square Garden, and the place, my God,
all the smoke goes.
Oh man, we never touched a joint, but we were high as kites. My mother years later would tell me, I came home that night and my eyes looked like road maps. It was, I was bloodshot.
Hey, Mom, we got any Oreo cookies and some garlic dip?
She didn't give me a hard time. I said, no, Ma, I didn't. Because I think
help it.
Yeah, there was somebody else there that backed me up, some older person, somebody 17, 18. And no, it was all the pop up. So I got away with that one. I spent my whole summer of 16 getting high as a kite. And then since then, in the 50 years since then, more than 2 hits on a joint, I'm done. That's all it takes for me. I have no resistance to it. It does not.
I always used to like rolling them just to put a seed in there, just to mess with somebody.
Oh, to get the pop?
Get that explosion going.
By the way, my understanding of the stuff that's sold today in the stores and whatnot, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But apparently you weaklings don't know what it's like that to pull twigs and seeds out. And,
I know, right?
My God. You had to be a landscaper back in the day. Are you kidding me?
Hey, I bought a lid. Half of it sticks and twigs and seeds.
More than one time with my buddy, and I won't say his name on the air, we cleaned out his pot with a strainer, a very fine strainer, on a Big Bamboo album. On the Big Bamboo album.
Well, there you go.
Mainly because of the color of the album, you could see the other stuff. You know, it was easy to. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
don't
did
know.
you keep your stash? Did you
I
keep your
never kept
stash
the
in a
stash.
bugler can? Keep your stash in a bugler can?
I don't know what a bugler can is.
Oh,
Tobacco.
bugler was tobacco. And
Oh,
they had a can, looked just like a can of soup or something,
no,
you know, and
no.
the tobacco
used
came in that for rolling your
the
own
Kodak
cigarettes. So you,
the Kodak film canisters.
the
black
Kodak
can-
film dispenser, the canister.
Oh yeah, the old plastic.
Oh, you'd only get like maybe one joint out of that, man.
No,
Yeah.
you get more. Oh no.
Yeah,
You only get one good joint out of that one.
You have size issues, sir.
Ah, you might get two. So okay.
Well, depending on how you rolled your joints too. You're putting seeds in there
Yes, I
intentionally,
do.
just to piss people off. Now, here comes
Wow.
the big question: when I got to you, Bill, or John, when I got to you, and it was down to that, there's no going on from here. That roach. What did you do with the roach? It was beyond smoking, but there was still something left.
Hold on.
Oh, he's going to get roach clips. John, what did you do?
Pretty much just put it in a pipe.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to eat it.
No,
You
I just
did
put it in a
that.
pipe.
There you go. Oh, yeah. We had those. I'm saying when it got down to where even at that.
You had the
it was
hemostats.
Yes, absolutely.
The hemostat.
But when it got down to the point of
My mother was a nurse, and she'd always wonder why. We'd go, "Mom, can you get some hemostats at the hospital?"
Oh, we bought actual roach clips. You could buy them. There was a store on Broadway and like 46th Street. We called it the
I could get them for free from my mom.
Well, that's true. Like I said, I used to eat it. That was what we did. It got down to the end. You suck it in, and that's that. And you
Yeah,
swallow
but
it.
you burnt your tongue, man.
That was part of the ritual, man. That was part of it. And then I turned 17 and couldn't smoke.
That's almost as bad as. No, that's almost as bad as drinking tequila and eating the worm at the bottom of the bottle.
I never did that. I
Nah,
never
neither
had.
did
Ooh,
I.
you only did it once if you did it. You only did it once if you did.
What brand of tequila was that? That was what's that?
Mezcal.
Okay.
Mezcal.
I've drunk mezcal and did it straight out of the bottle and all that, but never got to a point where the worm became an option. One year, my birthday, a young lady I was dating at the time, we hung out at her place. We literally drank a half a bottle of that. And I mean, I can't even look at tequila anymore. It just, you do shots, and I'm just like, no, I can't.
That's not
Tequila,
that's
yeah.
unrefined.
Jet fuel.
When I was in the Navy and I was in San Diego and we went to Tijuana and we bought a bottle of mezcal back with us. And the guy at the border says, well, I have to confiscate that. We didn't know. I said, okay. He goes, plus, do you know how they make that? I said, well, yeah, it's just unrefined tequila. He goes, no, there's an old man sitting there chewing on a cactus leaf and spitting in the bottle. Here, you can have it.
You only said that so you wouldn't put up a fuss.
Exactly. So, yeah, you can have it.
Yeah, no,
And there was no, when you got down to the worm, there was no just swallowing the worm. You had to chew the worm.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've been party to it, but I never actually did it myself. And you know what?
Oh man, I saw things that I didn't know existed.
I do not feel that my lack of worm ingestion. I don't feel my life has been any less good because of it.
Don't think you were missing out on anything.
I've
You did it once. You did it once. That's all you needed.
That's good enough for me. I'm good.
So
Look,
have
I don't
any
even.
of
I don't
you
think you could. I don't think you can even find it anymore now.
Oh, I would hope not.
have any of you partook in anything stronger
No.
than Mary Jane?
Well, does my hydrocodone count?
No.
I'm not talking anything prescribed.
We were amateur skiers for a while.
Okay.
Think about it, boys. Think about
Okay.
it. In the 80s, a lot of white powder going around.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
Jeez, you got to draw a picture. My goodness.
Yeah.
I had somebody one time football practice was my junior year, and I was having a really bad day, and this guy gave me something to take, and holy shit! I'm sorry, I have to say, I came in the locker room afterward, and I could see my shirt doing this. I chased him down into the showers and kicked his ass. Said, "Don't you
Yeah.
ever bring that shit in here again."
Yeah, the early 80s, we the three of us that palled around a lot at that time, we go out to the bars and the clubs and all that. So what we started doing, we would buy an 8-ball, which was 3.5 grams.
Up your nose.
I'm getting there. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
So what we would do, you take the 3.5 grams, you cut it with something to make it 5 grams.
Mhm.
We each kept the gram.
Baby powder.
Baby laxatives.
Yo!
Or anything white you could. That's what we used. This baby laxative stuff. So we would invariably
savers.
It would cost us $300 for the 8-ball. We would find somebody. We would sell 2 grams, so we get 200 back. So it cost us each about $33 for a gram, which normally you would pay $100 for. And we each had our own stash, our own supply, and that was it for the weekend. And so yeah, I mean, it was up the nose, and you did a lot of this, and you run that water up there to flush everything out, and it was a very social drug, very social.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I can honestly say I never snorted anything, so I'll give you that.
Now, John, did you have or see the little brown see-through bottles with the cap on it?
I
with the
have
spoon?
seen them.
Yeah, we could get them
The
in
little
2 different
pill
sizes.
bottles.
No. It was made specifically for this because attached to the cap was a spoon that folded out. A little.
Oh, they have the
spoon.
little spoon in it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You do your
okay.
thing. Now, how many of you remember the McDonald's coffee spoons?
Yep.
They had to stop giving them out because they were the perfect size.
Uh-huh.
You know, people go in and grab tons of them because they were perfect for doing coke. Absolutely.
No, I can't say that I ever used them.
Oh, was that those
Oh,
little plastic or the sticks?
Yeah, with a little spoon on the end. They had a little spoon, so if you wanted to put your sugar in the
Yeah,
coffee
the little
or what-
stir stick type thing. Yeah.
but they were perfect for doing coke. Perfect.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. You ain't kidding
Well,
me.
No, they stopped making them. They stopped. You couldn't find them anymore. It was,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I did a lot of stuff until, like Bill, one Sunday morning I woke up, I got home, and my chest was pounding like it was nobody's business. And yeah, I think that's I mean, I wasn't hooked, so to speak. You know, we would get it. I did it more for the social stuff. You know, it was nice, kept you going a little bit, but you know, I don't feel bad that I stopped doing it. I was like, okay, that's and especially once I got my CDL, all that stuff went out the window.
I got to the point where you know, you had to go out to and hide basically to do this stuff, and I wanted to go to the bar, the discos, and all that, and hang out with everybody else. So I got more into drinking than anything else. So.
You know, that was kind of that was it with me. I'd rather sit and have a couple of beers or have a shot or something like that. And
Yeah. And hide in the back seat of your car and toke a doob.
Yeah.
Well, as far as smoking a joint went, no, we couldn't do that. But again, coke was a very social drug. You look at you chat with a nice young lady. Oh, would you like to go do a bump?
Yeah, I'll do a bump with you.
Yeah. We were all whores in our own little way.
Yeah, but then I have 2 words for you on that. We'll see
Yes.
how good you are. Lenny Bias.
Lenny Bias.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Explain to the nice folks who Lenny Bias was.
Lenny Bias was a #1 draft pick of Boston Celtics. I think it was 1980 or something like that. And he had never done cocaine in his life. And the night he got drafted, he snorted and died.
Yep.
Oh.
No.
One and done.
I thought he died on the court during practice. Or
No.
I'm thinking of somebody else with the Celtics.
Yeah, he died at the party that night.
Yeah. That's a shame. Yeah, that was a bit of an eye opener. There's no question about it. Well, now we've all talked about our drug riddled past.
Well,
we lost about half a dozen people watching.
I have one final question for you, gentlemen. One final question.
All right.
Anybody holding?
I got my rifle right over there. Yeah.
Not that you stuff.
Yeah, there's a strip search before you get on the bus, man.
That's part of getting into the studio.
Yeah. The other question I never had to deal with, because I wouldn't go this far, was, man, do you got clean works? I wasn't sticking anything in my arm.
No, I would never. No way.
No.
That was absolutely
You're
not.
stupid enough to do that. You get what you deserve.
I don't disagree.
The worst I've ever done in my teen years was I did drop acid once. That was a one and done too.
I got somebody slipped me something once. And I wound up, it was not a good night for Uncle Ed.
No, and that was the problem back then. You had to be careful with the people that you hung out with, because you never knew who was going to do something stupid like that. And that was the best way to put it. It was just stupid.
We know where it happened. We went to a party at Manhattan College. Some of the young ladies in our little social circle were going to school there. So, there's a party. Why don't you guys come up? Okay, so we went up there, and we're in wherever we were, the dorms, or we were having a beer, and apparently some of the college goons didn't appreciate us being there. I mean, we weren't doing it. We're basically hanging out with our own people, and talking to whoever comes up, and next thing I know, I'm they're like carrying me to the car. We know that somebody slipped something in my drink. We know it was there.
Yeah.
Because it happened to somebody else at the same party.
Well, see, now you got to remember, I had that short time frame there because I went in the Navy in 82. So I had to kind of quit doing everything in like 80 or 81.
Well,
and I could remember the question they asked me when I was enlisting, that had I ever smoked. I thought, God, do I lie or tell the truth? I'm like, how are they going to know anyway? So I told them the truth. Oh my God, I felt like a Nazi interrogation. The lamp came down. It's all about it, young man. I was like, I didn't like it anymore, so I stopped.
You telling me he didn't inhale, or
Listen, I didn't like the way it made me feel, so I quit doing it.
Well, it depends. Sciencey papers.
No, sciencey papers, old man. I mean, it scared the crap out of me more than saying yes.
And again, a lesson to be learned: lie through your teeth about your drug history.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Lie. Unless they're doing a pee test, lie.
Yeah. It's when I first got my CDL license, we'd have get-togethers at my place. I didn't care that people smoked, but you had to do it out in the yard in the far corner because I couldn't even get it on me.
You didn't
'Cause
know
even
what
if-
that in your system.
Yes,
No.
because that will still show up. Yeah. That'll
Yeah,
show up in your
I mean,
system.
everybody I knew was cool with that. They understood. Look, I can't. It's not that believe me. I'd love to join in. I would love to be a part of this. And when I fully retire, finally, I'm getting me some gummies because I want to see what this is.
I definitely.
I am so.
There you go. Anybody
out
got
the
any
gummies,
clean
baby.
urine?
You want my urine? You'll have to come get it out of my Depends. That's
You got
Who's
the
got a clean
Whizzinator?
specimen for me to take?
no. When the day comes where
Well,
I don't have.
we're wondering why you have osteoporosis.
Well, now that we've all explained our past drug histories,
Oh yes.
now we can now be officially deported. People in unmarked.
Yeah, no
road
kidding.
blazers.
We just might. You never know.
I'll
I'm
see you guys.
surprised we're not.
I'll see you guys in the bunker. Once again, I just want a bed with a window.
Yeah, no
that's
kidding.
That's all I want.
Well, I just
I'm
want a
not
window
asking you.
seat.
That's just put me in the re-education
Asking for
camp.
much.
Yeah, no, please, no El Salvador. It's just not right.
Yeah.
Send me to Canada. I'll talk them into becoming a state. Oh, you get involved.
So what do you think of Cheeto's
Hey,
idea
so let's
of
talk about the
opening-
dude from New Jersey that got arrested.
See, there's Bill not paying attention. See, he couldn't hear you talking, John. Hold on, Bill. Go ahead, John.
What do you think about Cheeto's
Well, because my
idea
delay.
Try it again, John. Bill,
Well, I understand you're delayed.
Okay.
I do get that.
try it one more time.
What do you think of Cheeto's idea of reopening Alcatraz?
Oh, please. It can't happen. There's too much infrastructure damage there. There was a reason they closed it in 63. It was too expensive to keep going. They were talking about it the other day. One of the people there said every pipe in the place is rusted and busted.
Yeah.
I've been there. I took the tour.
So did I.
That was 30-something years ago. The amount of work that would have to be done. You might as well tear it down, get rid of it all, and build a brand new. If you want something out on that island,
It's because he watched Clint Eastwood in Escape from Alcatraz while he was down there, and he thought, "Yeah, it's a good idea."
that's a wonderful idea. Why? Because I'm sure there's no valid reason we closed it 50 years ago, 60 years ago. I'm sure we.
Nah.
It's because your president.
No, not mine.
Yeah,
He's-
your president.
He's nuts. That's why. He's nuts. Speaking of nuts,
Oh,
I have a little something I'd like to show you, boys.
Oh, he wants to
Oh,
show
no,
his
come here.
nuts.
Easy. That's not that now. That's coming up
Oh, okay.
or coming down, as the case may be.
Coming down, if the case may be.
Gather round all. It is once again time for you to settle in and allow your mind to wander as we regale you with a classic, grown-up fairy tale.
big nuts. Dee was a squirrel who had big nuts. His nutsack was so big that it would drag on the ground everywhere he went. Dee had a friend named Sarah who loved nuts. Sarah would go around the town trying to put everyone's nuts in her mouth. Sarah loved how big Dee's nuts were. His nuts were her favorite. They were the biggest nuts she had ever seen. She would play with his nuts all day and sometimes even at night. Sometimes her mom would join. They would take turns holding Dee's nuts at night. Sometimes Sarah would even try to put both of Dee's nuts in her mouth at the same time. She would giggle, her face would turn red, and then his nuts would come flying out. One day, someone ran up to his nuts and started poking them. "Hey, jerk off my nuts," he said. Although Sarah loved Dee's nuts, she would sometimes kick them. She once kicked them so hard she busted a nut. Dee was very sad that Sarah busted his nut. He just wanted Sarah to play nice with his nuts. One day when his nuts were feeling better, she took them to lunch, where she got peanut butter all over them. His nuts were so sticky. After that day, she knew she would need to play nice, because all good squirrels know how to play nice with big nuts. The end.
And once again, grown-up fairy tales for those of you who need fairies and tales in your life. Amazingly, we were able
to jerk off.
Because they were in the new section of the vault. We were able to reclaim.
Yeah, those were salvageable.
Those were salvageable. And it's been a lot of time, a lot of effort went into piecing all that together. My goodness,
well,
my cheeks
are happy you did. What your cheeks are?
Your cheeks are hurting when you're carrying your nuts around.
Boy's got to do what a boy's got to do.
He's got to do what he's got to do.
You didn't pick up any road rash, I take it, huh?
You know, you built 1,000 bridges.
Yeah, exactly.
All
right, like I was just saying, we need to talk about that dude from New Jersey that got arrested for storming the gate at the ice facility.
He didn't storm.
I know, but that's the way they're saying it. They stormed the gates, and oh my God! But
they were saying they were tossing the ice officers around, and
yeah, why do I find that difficult to believe?
Just a wee bit.
Well,
just because
the
one
bottom
of the people,
line is,
hold on, Bill, hold on. Just because one of the people they claim were tossing them around is like a 75-year-old woman.
Yeah, exactly. But the bottom line with that is that any legislative person, Senate, Congress, whatever, has the right to enter one of those facilities at any given time with no warning or whatever. They can walk right in, and that's the law that is written. So what they did, once again, was illegal, but hey, unconstitutionally constitutional.
That's no. Yeah, no.
Or constitutionally unconstitutional? Either way, I guess.
The Constitution is unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional. So.
And again,
but that was the whole story. Now, apparently AOC has gotten into saying something about it too. I didn't catch what she was saying, but she basically said something about let them touch me when I come in there.
Ooh, me? Ooh.
And I thought,
yeah, looking for a volunteer.
Oh man, I'm afraid you'll be looking for some new nuts after that.
I hadn't considered a career with ICE, but
and you have to remember these. You have to remember these people are not made to do this job. They elected to do this job, so they like what they're doing. It's not that they're being forced to do this. So don't feel sorry for these poor ICE people out there.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for them at all. Look, there's the day of reckoning.
Exactly.
Speaking of Gestapo, the day of reckoning will arrive, and guess what's not going to work? The same defense that didn't work after World War II. I was following orders.
That's right.
That doesn't work.
Yeah,
that
it
is
didn't work
not
for
a
Cali
thing.
at Milan. It didn't work for the Nazis at Nuremberg.
No, no, sir. No, sir. And they're showing up, they're dragging people out in the middle of the night. They're not even producing warrants. Look, I don't think any
No.
reasonable person, I don't think any reasonable person in this country has a problem with getting dangerous criminals off our streets, regardless of their citizenship status. But that being said, there's a right to due process. I want to see the bad guys chucked on out of here. And by the way, we're dropping multi-million-dollar jets to the bottom of the ocean where Osama bin Laden is. Please, come on. Let's give him something. 2 jets off of aircraft carriers.
Yeah.
One was in the middle of a thing with the Houthis, but the other one was just
Well, there was a jet.
Have you ever seen a jet on the deck of an aircraft carrier?
I have.
They
See it.
they don't fall off. No.
No, they're not
You don't just push one off the edge of an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, they're supposed to be
I heard
staying
it
at
was
full
a
power.
giant cat.
Believe me, they don't fall off.
Yeah, John, I saw the meme that you put out. They're supposed to stay at full thrust, just in case. Yeah, they're supposed to stay at full power until they're certain that the tail hook is caught. Because apparently the second one, they said the tail hook malfunctioned. Well, he should still have enough power to take right off. That's what they're supposed to do. Now, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened.
Yes, that's not they're trained for that. If the hook doesn't catch, he just powers up and takes back off. That happens more often than you think.
Right. And I know they have like 3 or 4 different lines,
So
to catch.
he fell off the edge.
Well, it could have been worse. He could have been at Newark Airport. So,
Yeah, that could be.
Things are going, but everything's.
Yeah.
But
they're saying
Pete
that kind of crap. That
Buttigieg-
is such BS.
Pete Buttigieg caused all this. You just remember that. It's all Biden's fault.
Yeah, it's Biden's fault. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
I saw that too. Yeah.
Well, one of the other best comments that come out of that interview last week was, well, the good parts of the economy are mine, and the bad parts are Biden. And people are like,
That's it.
and you're following this man, and you're, it hurts. It's just painful sometimes.
There are still
because
gonna
nobody
be some-
researches. Oh, nobody researches. They hear something, and well, that must have been true.
There are some MAGAs
And
that would still want to.
these guys to bully me. Where'd get you?
Hold on, John. Bill can't hear us. Bill has no idea that he's breaking up there.
Now I'm back. Sure. After I get done with my rant, I finally come back on.
Yeah. Oh, it was a pretty picture of you sitting there. It would change every 5-10 seconds. And well, look, we're coming around the clubhouse turn now. And
but could you hear what I was saying? Oh, okay.
No, we didn't get a piece of it. Yeah, we're coming around the clubhouse turn. Coming into
Waving
the
them in, waving them in, wave them in.
John's going to panic here, but I'm going to start off by thanking everybody for watching us this week. We appreciate it as always. These guys will be back next week, as will I. Or so goes the rumor.
Are you promise?
I don't promise anything.
It's a vicious rumor.
Hold on.
Don't.
There it is.
John, what do you have to say?
There it is. Jeez. All right, folks. Here's my ending. Remember, Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
All right, kids and kittens, that's going to do it for us. For Bill and John Ahmed, see ya!
TFI.